What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the film room. I want to go over some of my favorite run concepts that the Steelers have been running. One in particular, which is influence trap. Just want to kind of break this one down to you guys, mainly because I know before the Ravens game, I was talking about how the Steelers run game in the preview. I was talking about how they've changed things over the course of the season, seen a lot more gap or man scheme, rushing concepts, getting guys downhill, especially along the interior. And I think you saw a really good example of what I was talking about. So I kind of wanted to explain that with video form to kind of show you guys, what's been successful, some of the tweaks that they've added throughout the season. And really the first play that we're going to go over here is against the Ravens in the red zone on the second drive. And this is just influence trap. Going to go over kind of the responsibilities, kind of how this thing's read out, why it's so effective, and how it's a nice little change up to all the different things that the Steelers have kind of incorporated in their ground game usage over the course of the season. Just before we get started, just please make sure that you like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications. All that good stuff is really appreciated on my end. Thank you very much. Let's get to it. All right, so we're going to play this one through, but in the preview, like I said, I mentioned the Steelers only ran one gap scheme run against the Ravens in their first matchup. They couldn't run the ball at all. Offense was pretty stagnant despite getting the win. This time around, a little bit different. We saw a nice little mix between gap and zone runs. I think they ran 7 or 8 gap runs on the afternoon. Now, their inside zone stuff was really effective too. Pretty much everything was. Najee Harris, over 50% of his runs were deemed successful on the day. But this has been one of my absolute favorite plays. The Steelers on trap plays this season have been like the most effective NFL rushing team, averaging well over like 8 yards per carry entering this past week. And this is another really good example. This is just influence trap. Nice touchdown here from Najee Harris. Just going to kind of go over some of the assignments here. This is a beautifully executed play with a killer block from Isaac Seumalo, one of my favorite blocks that I've seen really all season, especially Steelers Ravens. You'd love to see this kind of stuff. But I'll just kind of go left to right. Really what this is, they are looking to trap the 3 technique. So this player right here, the defensive tackle, that's the guy that they're looking to trap, just kind of from left to right. You're going to get Dan Moore climbing to the backside linebacker. You're going to get Isaac Seumalo. He is going to pivot out and then going to kick out or trap or wham block the defensive tackle. Mason Cole is just going to down block against the other defensive tackle. James Daniels is going to kick out this edge defender on the play side. Going to get Broderick Jones climbing up to the play side linebacker. And then really you just got a one-on-one right here with Pat Freiermuth looking to block this play side safety. So this is a 7-man box. And then really the idea here is that the fake or the kind of the read element to the play with Rudolph will take care of this backside defensive end, who really is the only player who's technically unblocked on the play. So kind of let this one go through again, just so you guys can see it in slow motion. Really want y'all to pay attention to Isaac Seumalo, just the absolute power that he uncorks on this block right here. Really important that you come downhill quickly right here. You see him pivot out and stay close to the heels of the center. And then I just love the pad level right here. Just getting low man wins right here. Excellent pad level, hand placement, and just driving and uncorking those hips, and you get an absolute pancake. And that's a really, really good player. I know the Ravens didn't play a lot of their starters this past week, but this is a really, really good player, Justin Madubuike. And really the idea to the trap play, just some kind of reasons why you run this and why it's a kind of cool little wrinkle or auxiliary run to the rest of the stuff that they do, is because the trap play, it's a quick hitting play, but it also takes advantage of defensive linemen that like to get upfield real quick. So, you leave this guy unblocked. Once James Daniels pivots out, he thinks he's got a free shot to the quarterback, and then you come and kind of clean his clock when he's not even expecting that guy coming that way. Nice job by Najee staying on his feet. But you see the rushing lane that this creates. I mean, that's the type of rushing lane that running backs dream of, right? He gets a little bit tripped up from behind here with the defensive end. If you had a little bit more athletic quarterback, you had a running quarterback out here, you probably would be able to hold that backside edge defender a little bit longer. But this is just excellent blocking. You see a nice effective down block for Mason Cole. That's a good assignment for him because it doesn't ask him to do too much in space. And then really just allowing both of the tackles to use their athleticism. Dan Moore solid athlete for the position, even though, he's obviously had some struggles in pass protection. You see Broderick Jones, excellent athlete for the position, getting up to the second level. Love the leverage that Jones plays with here, setting kind of inside out, and a really nice reach here by Dan Moore, because the backside linebacker is going to flow a little bit quicker to the play side. Just does a good job getting to that right shoulder and sealing him off really effectively. And the reason why this is so tough to defend, just from a defensive standpoint, is if you're Patrick Queen, number 6, the play side linebacker, whenever you see both of these guards pulling, if you're king, like your triangle through the guards to the back, really once you start getting both of these guards pulling out, like, what are you thinking about? You're thinking, oh, this is buck sweep. Like, we're getting some type of outside run to the sideline. And you see his initial step right here is to the outside, because that's what he's anticipating. All right, I got 2 pullers. You see that one kind of false step and hop to the outside just helps Jones create that inside leverage to kind of wall off that really nice rushing lane for Najee Harris. Also want to point out, just because, I have given him a lot of flack over the last several years for his blocking, I do think that Pat Freiermuth's effort really in the blocking department over the past month or so has been excellent. And there has been some legitimately good reps of him taking on defensive backs. This is no exception. I absolutely love this stuff. You see hands tight inside the shoulder pads and just driving this safety. I mean, he's driving him 4, 5, 6, 7 yards all the way to the back of the end zone. That is an outstanding play. Really all around, man. And like I said, this is just one of the ways that I think the Steelers have kind of diversified their run game heading into the playoffs, and that's exciting to me, just because I like some of the old school run concepts. The zone stuff is obviously more prevalent in the NFL, but this type of stuff is really effective too, especially when you get highlight blocks like that. It makes it really fun to watch the film on. Love the celebration here a little bit, just a little head nod, shaking of the shoulders, the helmet from Seumalo down there. Just an absolutely excellent play. Definitely something I wanted to highlight for the YouTube channel just so you guys could see it. But yeah. That's pretty much going to do it for this video. Just wanted to break that one play down, get y'all some sort of film content up on the channel, because I know I didn't do that. I wasn't able to get to that last week. Just been a really busy week trying to hammer everything out for the playoffs. We'll have the preview probably Friday night, early Saturday morning for Steelers Bills this weekend, Sunday 1 o'clock, and then of course we'll have the post game stuff. I've got a lot of stuff in the works just for the off season. I've already been over the past couple weeks hammering out NFL draft stuff, not just with the site but the channel, and some different collaboration stuff, some sponsorships potentially too. So a lot of exciting news that I'm gonna be able to bring to you guys here in the next couple of weeks. But first and foremost, got to get through the playoffs. Hopefully, the Steelers are able to pull through for a win. It sounds like, wind, snow, all type of terrible weather. So you talk about, things that are going to matter. The run game, Najee Harris, playing extremely good ball, I think, right now. Those things are going to travel well, and I think that they're going to need to run the ball effectively against that Bills front, who even in their 5-game winning streak is still kind of in the bottom third of the league in terms of rushing EPA, rushing success rate, stuff like that. So in order for the Steelers to keep it close, they're going to need this run game, and hopefully we'll see maybe some influence traps, some more gap schemes. If you think back to some of the ways that the Bengals were able to kind of take advantage of that stuff last year in the playoffs, we'll talk about that a little bit further in the preview though. But run game is going to be important, so buckle up. Appreciate y'all's support.